Folks, I apologize if the wind's really noisy in the microphone today. Not much I can do about it. I got a dead cat on the mic. It's the best I can do. And I can't stop all these airplanes because the airport is right over there. It's Saturday. They get real busy on Saturday. So I'm out here digging potatoes. Got bucket number 5 full. Getting ready to start on bucket number 6. Trying to catch up on some of the chores around here that I have fallen behind on in the garden. So, got a lot of grass. The grass is terrible. It's just terrible because I haven't been able to get in here, and plus it keeps raining off and on, and so if you can't get in the garden right behind the rain, and get that grass before it gets started good, you can get in trouble with it real quick, and that's where I am. That's a row of onions, and I got grass that's almost waist tall. My corn, the squirrels didn't want me to have any corn this year. They dig it up when it gets about that high. They smell that kernel in the ground and they dig it up to get to the kernel, and then they can't eat it because corn nowadays is treated. It's got a treatment on it which they won't eat. So they've destroyed 2/3 of my crop of corn this year. Why they chose this year to do it, I don't know. But everything else is looking kind of pitiful. My squash, I shouldn't complain because I picked squash yesterday and again today. Cabbages did great. I had huge cabbages this year. I just finished picking the last of those this morning and got them out of the way. So I really shouldn't complain, but the pride of my garden is usually my tomato plants, and they're pitiful. They're just pitiful this year. Can't get the fertilizer that I normally get. Just one thing after another. I got wheat straw to mulch them with from Lowe's, and last year and again this year. That wheat straw is so full of seed, it's just ridiculous. It's a never-ending battle. But anyway, we got potatoes to dig out here. I got probably 20 more feet to go. About 22 hills, I'd say, to go. I expect I'll be filling up at least one more bucket, and get that done. And if you'll stay tuned to the video, we'll get down to what this video is actually all about. But, so just keep watching. We'll get there. So let me just say to start with that this video is not intended to badmouth Home Depot or Champion equipment. That's not my purpose here. I want to showcase the fact that every tiller is not created equal, and every tiller might not be right for your soil. This soil that I have here, once it gets dry, this is what you've got right there. It is as soft. Let's see if I can show you here. It is as soft and as sandy as you're going to find. But that being said, I've been planting this garden right here for the better part of 30 years. I've grown literal tons. I'm not speaking figuratively here. Tons of vegetables right here in this small garden. So, you know, I've had people make comments about how poor my soil is and all this, that, and the other thing. I need to do this and I need to do that, but somehow what I do seems to produce a lot of vegetables. And some years, certain things will do better than others, and the next year, that thing that didn't do good last year may do excellent this year. I mean, I think every gardener has that to deal with. But anyway, let's get back to the tillers. So, my old snapper tiller here. My grandfather bought that tiller. I got two of them, and it's got an old Harbor Freight motor on it nowadays. Well, the transmission gave up on it about 3 weeks ago, and so I really didn't want to have to tear into it. I thought the other one I could use the transmission off the other one that I have, but come to find out the transmission in it was shot too. I think it has a broken chain. This one, the chain was not broken. It would still turn, but it kept locking up. And it turned out that the chain had so much slack in it that it would pinch when I'd lift the tiller up to turn around and go the other way. So I decided to buy another tiller. So I bought this Champion tiller. Nice looking tiller. It weighs about half of what that snapper tiller weighs. But I'm going to do a little demonstration for you here so you can see the difference in these two tillers in this sandy soil. If you watch their commercials and videos that they have on YouTube for this exact tiller right here, this Champion tiller, you'll notice that the soil that they're plowing is hard, it's rocky, it's clumpy. The guy's actually getting beat up pretty good running the tiller in it, if you ask me. So I decided I was going to buy one of these tillers, and they had 6 of them in one store. Within a 100-mile radius of me, there was 6 of them in one store on Saturday evening. So I decided, well, I'll get up Sunday morning and I'll run up there and get one. I got up early Sunday morning and went online and was going to go ahead and purchase it so I could do curbside pickup. And lo and behold, they'd already sold all 6 of them tillers. They had the tiller. They were having a really short sale on that tiller. They had reduced it 40%, and evidently people bought them up. So I ordered it online, and I got free shipping whether you shipped it to the store or shipped it to your house. Well, I had it shipped to the house. Probably should have had it shipped to the store. Don't know if it make any difference or not. That part of the story hasn't been written yet. So I ordered a tiller. It didn't take about 3 days for it to get here. Miraculously, it wasn't beat to pieces when it got here. So I took it out of the box, got it put together, which was nothing complicated. Put the wheels on it and handlebars and attach your controls, nothing major. And so I got it put together, and I rolled it out here to till my garden, and I'm going to show you what I was dealing with when I was out here trying to plow with it. So, as you can see, that don't work. You can't plow a garden like that. I mean, it just wants to sit there and bury itself. The only thing I've ever seen that does worse than that is a rear tine tiller with the tractor tires on the front. It'll just sit there and dig itself down deeper and deeper. Just like that one's doing. It can't plow this soft soil, this soft sandy soil. It just will not work in here. The only adjustments that are on it would be to take 2 tines off and plow narrow. I tried that. That didn't help. And you can adjust the wheels. You got like 3 different holes you can set the wheels, which lowers the handlebars a little bit. That makes no difference whatsoever on it. The garden is just, that tiller is just not suitable for this garden. So let me show you what the difference is in a tiller that is suited for this garden. I wish I knew what the mileage was on that tiller. My grandfather bought this old snapper tiller back in the 80s. He bought 2 of them. That tiller right there has worn out several motors. One of the Briggs & Stratton, the last Briggs & Stratton motor that was on it, I rebuilt 2 or 3 times and wore them out right here in this garden. It's been a good one. It's been a really good one. So you can see I've got the little Harbor Freight motor on that thing now, which has been on it for about 5 years. It's doing a really good job. I think it's what you'd call a Chinese Honda. But so they're a bit of a pain to tear down. There's a lot of bolts in them. But it's got a really simple and good design as far as that transmission goes. It's a gear reduction type deal. It's got a couple of chains in it and some gears, and luckily all I had to replace was the chains and the seals, and I was able to find those parts for it. So I'm happy that it's rebuilt. Hopefully it'll outlast me now. That might not be hard to do. So anyway, as I said, I'm not trying to bash Home Depot or Champion equipment. That tiller probably works just fine somewhere else, but it doesn't work here in my soil. Right down the end of the road you may find somebody that's got a different soil type than I've got right here. This used to be nothing but pine trees. We had the same problem at my grandfather's garden, which is just a few miles from here. Back when he was alive, exactly the same soil, exactly the same. It was covered in pine trees. He got them all out of there and got the ground all tore up and started farming it. Had a garden there, and it was exactly the same soil type. And we went through the same thing with tillers over there. A rear tine tiller, it does just like that Champion tiller does. It just sits there and buries itself. So anyway, it'll be all about how Home Depot handles letting me return it, because I certainly don't need it when it won't do the job. So if you'll come back to the video in a few days, I will put in the description that information. I'll let you know how they handled letting me return it, getting me my money back. So if any of you that are interested in having a tiller, buying a tiller, hopefully this will help you. If you've got soft sandy soil like I've got right here, you want to might want to invest a little bit more money in one of these snapper type style tillers. I couldn't find a snapper tiller anywhere for sale, not this type, but Lowe's does have a tiller that's built exactly like this, just like it. They're a little pricey. They're about $1,600 or $1,700, but I would spend that money if this was the type of soil I was needing to plow with it, because I think the way it's built, I'm sure it'll probably do the same thing this old snapper does. But this old snapper still got the original tines and everything else, and there's no telling how many thousands of miles I've plowed with it, going up and down all these rows multiple times every season, every year for the better part of 30 years right here. Not to mention all the years that my grandfather used it, nearly 10 years he plowed with them, and he had an acre garden, way bigger than mine. A lot of times it was me behind the tiller over there too, but along with my other cousins. So anyway, I hope this video helps some of you. If you're looking to buy a tiller or if you're having trouble finding a tiller that'll till your soft sandy soil, maybe this will answer that for you. And so keep watching, or come back to the video in a few days and I'll let you know how they treated me as far as returning that one. And until I see you in the next video, there you go.